Hello, you're watching Sightline. Today our guest is Mr. Enkh-Uils Erdenebaatar, financial analyst at Suu Joint Stock Company. Enkh-Uils, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for welcoming Suu JSC today in your studio, and I'm really honored to be the representative.
It's our pleasure. So first of all, congratulations on joining the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development's Blue Ribbon program, which offers a range of tailor-made advisory services and financing options for its selected companies. And let's start our interview talking about the opportunities that it creates for the company.
Well, the relation between EBRD and Suu began in 2019. And after 2 years, we have just joined the Blue Ribbon program. The program provides the companies which joined with advisory support, consultancy, know-how, and of course potential financing from the bank. In short, the program helps a company to reach the next level of its development. Dairy market in Mongolia has not already reached its limit, so we have way more opportunities that we can imagine. So that we are planning to receive consultancy on corporate governance, sales and marketing, and financial management in order to bring the opportunity into reality.
Exactly. And Mongolia and Suu Joint Stock Company is the third company from Mongolia to join the Blue Ribbon program,
Yes.
right? And how many years will the program continue for the Suu Joint Stock Company?
It continues with long term, especially 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So the dairy products are the food staples, especially in Mongolia. And your company was first established in 1958 with the capacity of processing 30 tons of milk per day.
Yes.
And in 1985, the capacity was increased to 200 tons per year. So has the capacity increased since then? And also, what else has Suu Company accomplished since its establishment?
To begin with the history, in 1985, at the current location, the Suu JSC was re-established with a capacity of processing 200 tons of milk per day. And because of the political and economic shift happened in Mongolia, we struggled for years. And fortunately, 2008, our current head of the board invested into our company. Since that time, we introduced many kinds of new products.
So could you name some of the the products and the achievements that were created due to the investment that was brought in 2008?
Sure. In 2012, we first introduced our ice cream brand named Amore. And in 2016, we introduced our first aseptic packaged milk, which can be stored for 6 months. And during the most recent 3 years, we have made a lot of investment into in order to increase the capacity of the processing, packaging, and also the milk collection trucks, and also the sales delivery trucks, etc.
Okay, so there are a lot of competing dairy companies in Mongolia. So in today's market, how fierce would you say the competition is? And what makes Suu JSC stand out from other dairy companies?
The competition is so aggressive, not only in sales, but also in raw material procurement. Despite that, the aggressive competition, we still own the biggest share in the market. For the sales side, as a biggest dairy producing company in Mongolia, we are able to adapt the cost leadership strategy so that in result the consumers will receive our high quality product with cheaper price than the competitors. And most importantly, we have the loyalty. For example, we even have a herder who has been supplying Suu for more than 3 decades.
So you said that you produce and sell your products at a very reasonable cost. but you are offering the highest quality. So what are the factors behind selling and producing the products of high quality on a reasonable price?
That depends on the amount we produce every day. Competing in the dairy market means we are working hard for the health of whole nation. But at some point we have to cooperate instead of competing. For example, in New Zealand, only one big company provides 90% of the local milk usage and export the rest. And if we can cooperate together, we can even get bigger, or we can even build better dairy industry than New Zealand.
Are you saying that the Mongolian dairy companies should work together?
Yes, at some point.
Yeah. So, in addition to being a very active company in food and beverage sector, Suu Joint Stock Company is also very successful. It's very successful on the Mongolian stock exchange. So, according to today's rate, the Suu Joint Stock Company's stock is trading for 410 Mongolian tugurs. And what would you say the key of your company's success is?
Let me begin with the fact. In 2016, we only had 600 shareholders. But in 2020, it increased into 3,700.
37.
Yes. This increase was driven by two main things. And firstly, and most importantly, the increase in belief of investors to Suu JSC. And second, of course, the increase in the knowledge of capital market. As a joint stock company, we post our financial statements to Mongolian Stock Exchange every half year. If we see through the net profits from year to year, it was only 500 million tugurs in 2016. It increased 6.2 billion tugurs in 2020, which means 1,100% of increase. But on the other side, the stock price increased only 40% during that 5 years, which means it's just like we were adding woods into our fireplace. And this year we burned it into make a big fire. We also focus on the corporate governance. Beginning from this year, we decided to declare dividends every half year, and currently there are only 3 companies which declare dividends through half year.
So, how much was the Suu Joint Stock? How much was the Suu Company's stock was trading at the beginning of this year?
At the beginning of this year, the price was 208.
208, and now
Yes.
it almost doubled because
Yes.
you had a different policy.
Yes. The big increase in the net profit, big increase in sales, and a new corporate governance policies, and of course the half-year dividends.
Yeah, it's very nice to hear about that. So, can you also share us about the other projects that you have recently implemented?
Sure. At the start of this year, we successfully finished installing our new ice cream equipment. And we made a leap in the ice cream market. Talking about the ice cream market share, we had only 3% last year. And this year we are planning to bring the 3% into 10%.
10%.
Yes. And of course we have just joined the Blue Ribbon program, and with the help of financing from the EBRD, we are planning to introduce new products, rebrandings this winter and next year.
So, as we mentioned earlier, Suu's stock has risen significantly, especially this year. And also in the first half of 2021, the company's net profits reached 5 8.9 billion Mongolian Tugurs, which is an increase of 184% compared to the previous year. So what factors would you say have contributed to this success?
Yes, for most importantly, the most important effect on the increase in net profit was, of course, the increase in sales. This year, comparing to the first half of last year, our sales revenue increased 33%, which was driven by all of the products, and mainly ice cream and the aseptic packaged milk, which we mentioned earlier,
which can be stored until 6 months.
Yes, that's true. During the pandemic situation, we of course struggled a little bit. For example, especially on the procurement side. For example, the packagings got stuck on the way. We couldn't collect raw milk from quarantined areas, etc. But we still managed to. But on the other side, our customers needed product that strengthened their health and immunity. And we also decreased some possible operating expenses, except our salary. Even the situation was harsh. We even increased the salary, which made our employees to work effectively. Yes.
Okay. So I've heard the company is implementing a program to reward herders, farmers, employees, and customers. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, sure. This year we plan to make our herders, farmers, customers, and employees make them shareholders. So about the employee, I just mentioned about the increase in salary. That was achievement-based bonus, and up to 30% of that will be given by stock. Will be given as stock of Suu JSC.
Will the customers receive the stock share?
Sure. The customers and herders program is now going on, and we will announce it soon.
It said that you will reward the customers. So does that include the consumers, the people that are buying your products?
The consumers shareholder program will be held next year, I hope.
Okay, thank you. So what are the future plans and objectives of Suu JSC?
As I mentioned earlier, in short term, we are focusing on our new brandings, new kind of products, and of course the ice cream. In middle to long term, in short, we are going to create a new New Zealand, suggesting from the World Health Organization, an average person should take at least 400 grams of dairy products per day. Unfortunately, the whole Mongolian milk processing capacity cannot even reach the half of it. So in long term, we will try to provide the health to the whole nation by our dairy products. And we will export just like as our vision.
Okay, thank you very much, Enkh-Uils, for coming to our studio and talking about the wonderful works of the Suu Company.
Thank you for inviting us.
You've watched Sightline. Today our guest was Mr. Enkh-Uils Erdenebaatar, financial analyst at Suu Joint Stock Company. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.